Sajam cha Vardi sanyukta Grahina yojitam mayam Deepam grihana devesham Trailokya timirapaham Jai Shiva Omkara Prabhu Har Shiva Omkara Jai Shiva Omkara Har Shiva Omkara Brahma Vishnu Sada Shiva Ardangi Dhara Brahma Vishnu Sada Shiva Ardangi Dhara Jai Shiva Omkara Har Shiva Omkara Om Jai Shiva Omkara Har Shiva Omkara Ekanan Chaturanan Panchanan Raje Ekanan Chaturanan Panchanan Raje Ansar San Garudasan Vrishvahan Saje Om Jai Shiva Omkara Har Shiva Omkara Om Jai Shiva Omkara Har Shiva Omkara Jo Bhuj Char Chatur Bhuj Jas Bhuj Ke Sohe Jo Bhuj Char Chatur Bhuj Das Bhuj Ke Sohe Teen Hai Roop Nirakta Tribhuvan Jana Mohe Om Jai Shiva Omkara Har Shiva Omkara Om Jai Shiva Omkara Har Shiva Omkara Akshamala Vanamala Munamala Dhari Akshamala Vanamala Munamala Dhari Chandana Mrigamada Sohe Bale Shashidhari Om Jai Shiva Omkara Har Shiva Omkara Om Jai Shiva Omkara Har Shiva Omkara Om Jai Shiva Omkara Swami Har Shiva Omkara. Everybody, let's pray together. Om Gajananam Bhutaganadisevitam Kapeta Jumbo Palacharabhakshitam Umasutam Sho Ravinashagarakam Namami Viganeshwara Parapankajam Sarvamangalamangaliye Shive Sarvata Sadhike Sharanye Trayambike Gauri Narayani Namostute Om Gurur Brahma. Everybody. Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Tonight is our last night of reading. Tonight is the last night. I'm going to be here with you. Tomorrow night, Pandit will continue in Shivratri celebrations. Tonight, with all your feelings. Talk to God a little bit at the beginning of your prayer. Prabhu, I'm about to hear something. Dear God, thank you for the opportunity. For those of you viewing wherever you are, thank you for the opportunity to listen to your holy discourse. Tonight, I invocate your prayer and your presence in my life. Please accept it. Simple prayer. Panchakshara mantra. Om Namah Shivaya. Everybody. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Umapati Mahadeva ki jai. Devotees, please have your seat. Make yourself comfortable. Cordial welcome to everybody tonight, or fortnight, or final night of reading for Pandit Keshava here in the Ganesh Mandir in Jokhan. We are coming from Trinidad and Tobago. For those of you viewing, we have been doing different discourses in this yag. We've spoken about many things. Last night we did the origin, the history of the bale tree, and we heard how Mother creates this bale, this plant, and why it is so essential in our worship. Then we heard about the origin, the use of basma, and why we put it on our body, where you put the tikka, why is it used. And one of the most valuable thing in prayer is this basma, especially when you go tomorrow night to your lingam, wherever you may be, and you are anointing your lingam with this ash, what it could bring for a person. Tonight, without any delay, we are going to go into a wonderful discourse that deals with Lord Shiva and his work. This has to do with your understanding of how Lord Shiva helps in the different Leela. When we hear about his form, one common form is Hanumanji, and how Hanuman is utilized to assist Lord Vishnu in the Ram avatar. But not only there, Lord Shiva is always coming to assist Sri Ram. So at the very onset of our discourse, before we go into things like Sumiran, I want to remind everybody about how Lord Shiva has to come to tell. For example, when Lord Vishnu, we heard Bhagvat is coming. Bhagvat is going to be coming, and we know that Bhagvat is a celebration of Prahalad, Bhakta Prahalad. That young boy prays for help. And from the pillar in the castle comes Lord Vishnu with the lion head human body, Narsingh. But not everybody knows that when Narsingh goes haywire, he says, if you interfere with my devotee, till today, when people have different types of enmity, trouble, hard to heal, hard to fix, hard to resolve problems, the Hindu till today will worship Narsingh Baba, using potent prayer, kavach, etc. to get help, even in the most dire state. But in that discourse, when Lord Vishnu did not want to stop, he wants to destroy everybody who is interfering with Prahalad, Lord Shiva is asked, please go, his work is finished, Hiranyakashipu is done. He has to give up this form. The weight of Lord Vishnu is too much. He has to return to Vaikuntha. If you've ever heard about Lord Shiva in a wing form, that is the form called Sarabhya. Lord Shiva has to take a form to fight that animal called Narsingh. In different times, when we look at Panchmukh Hanuman, when Lord Vishnu is in the form of the Varaha, if you look at the five head, the form I'm referring to is the one where Lord Vishnu has the boar head human body. In that discourse, he comes and he frees Mother Earth. He lifts the planet out of the depths of this water, in its primordial water before creation started. And when he saves the earth, it is now time for him to give up the form. And he does not want to give up the form. He says to Lord Shiva, he says, if I leave this form, there's no Ramayana at that time. This is long before Ram, long before Krishna. He says, everybody will forget the sacrifice I made. Look at how I fight in this battlefield. And tonight, please remember this. Why do you use kush grass? In a nutshell, I'm giving it here. Lord Shiva says, listen, because of your sacrifice, today I bless you. You see on this battlefield, O Lord Vishnu, Varaha form, where your foot, where you're pressed into the dirt in the battle, where you fight for good. You brought back the happiness for Mother Earth. Dirty Mata is happy. She's good because of you. Happiness in Hindi, simple language, is kushi, to bring back the smile. He says a grass will grow from this hoof print, from this pressing into the earth. And that grass is going to be called Kusha grass, or Kushi bringing grass, happiness bringing grass. It will be testimony to the fight you fought. In the base of that grass, Brahma will live. In the middle part, Shiva will live. And the tips, Vishnu will live. Wherever that grass is, people with bad intention, lost souls, people with evil intention will not be able to come. For this reason, when people are doing Shivratri Brat and you have like the little cushion or your seat, to make the seat potent, the Hindu till today puts kush grass under the seat to protect the spot. Go to the funeral, you will see they put kush grass under the coffin even. When the elder is in the hospital and they're telling you like Raja Dasrat, they are seeing the dead family and different souls are coming to visit them and they're getting frightened. The child, they're seeing something that is making them squeal. Then you put kush grass under the bed or the bed frame and you will see from trouble, no trouble. That grass wards off all the evil because of this discourse. And who is integral in that discourse? Always Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu are talking. When it was time for Sri Ram, we hinted it last night, Durvasa Rishi, he is the incarnation of Shiva at that time. And he comes and he tells, I want to see Ram now. Tulsidas Ramayana. And Lakshman says, if you go in the room where he is meeting with Yamraj, you will die. If I don't let you get into that room, you will get very angry and you will curse my family. And Lakshman goes into the room, in the private quarter, and he sees Yamraj. And Sri Ram says, oh brother, what did you do? Now because of this meeting, do you understand what happens here? You have to give up this form. He says, oh brother, oh Prabhu, I am Sheshnag. I am the same snake who has been created for your comfort. When I told you how from Lord Shiva head Sheshnag was given to Vishnu, Lord Shiva gave Sheshnag the snake to lie down on. Sheshnag takes form as Lakshman. He says, I go back and I'll be sitting. The couch will be waiting for you. Your work is finished. Come on. Finish now. Wrap up. And it is only when Lakshman leaves the earth that Ram is ready to go. Now he gives over a little portion of the property to Lau, his younger son, his older son, Kush. He says, you have to handle this. His granddaughter, Sri Ram's granddaughter, Hema, he tells them that I want to see this child married before I leave. All that is set into motion because of the work of Lord Shiva. He triggers the entire end of the Leela. Tonight, we are going to go into Bhagvat. A portion is taken from Shiv Puran, but the discourse that I want to read for you comes, how does Lord Shiva assist the work of Krishna? Tonight, as the last night of my portion, Puja will continue tomorrow. So we will not do Visarjan with Kalsa for the elders. But I have to read a little Krishna something for you, a little Gita Mahatyam. So I thought it fitting to end our time together with a little Bhagavad, a little Krishna, as much as we're closing the yag for everybody's blessings. And I'll explain why we do that. Tonight, before we go further, put your hand together. Whenever we get to open the Bhagavad and we are about to listen to his discourse, this is where the person is praying, please allow me. Please allow this sinner, my attention span is weak. I might get disrupted, I might get distracted, but if you come, if you give me the opportunity to listen to the words where Raja Parikshit is listening, where Ved Vyas is talking, the Bhagvat is that text that gives the person purification. And if added on the Pradosh, today is Shani Pradosh, if on the day when we do his worship, we listen to his discourse, I am getting so much potency, so much benefit, dear Lord. Varano Bhasha Bhagavat Jai Shivananda Kanda Bhutanatha Bhava Bhaya Harana Bhakti Vishaya Nirvan Gauravadhana Mangala Karana Jai 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 Jagadisha Sevat Shesha Mahesha Ja Mahimamita Bheva Vera Vera Anandana He Dehu Mohi Vardhana Radha Varaya Sada Sada Prema Bhare Muskan Nit Chit Mein Kat Khat Rahe Redhi Sedhi Data Sedhi Sarana Varana Varana Sumiro Barambar Sumiro Barambar Sumiro Barambar Madana Kadana Ke Lal Ko Vindravan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. Our discourse tonight begins in Bhagvat. You know, when you have Ganesh Jug here, there's a theory, there's a practice we all hold to. Don't look at the full moon on the night of Ganesh Jayanti. On that child, if I look at the moon, it causes trouble in my life. False accusation, blame, ridicule, things I didn't do, things I did not say. Those accusations are going to come as far and as wide as murder, blood. Now you're going to hear you did this, you did that, you did the other. We are accustomed with that teaching. Very common. Baba, I happen to be on the road. Consider this now. I happen to be on the road, and in the rearview mirror, for example, I happen to see the moon. In today's world, we live in a topsy-turvy world. You hear it's Valentine's, everybody. Let's the people in love watching the moon tonight. Oh God, and in the same relationship, you're going to hear false accusation just now. The question comes, is there a way to fix that? If I happen to watch the moons, easy question, how to fix it? And how to fix it is where our katha begins. Krishna is a victim of watching this moon. Krishna living in Dwarka, he's now grown, he's now married, Rukmani is there, Satyabhama is there. We talked about Satyabhama last night. She goes with him when you hear in bhajan and you're singing Krishna Katha and you hear Murari, that name, Murari means the person who destroys a demon by the name of Mura. But in that discourse, he couldn't do it with his hand. He put the Sudarshan Chakra on that wife's Satyabhama hand and she destroyed him. So tonight our Katha begins where Satyabhama father, a person by the name of Satrajit, has received from Surya Dev a beautiful gem. And on that gem, it is glowing as if it said Satrajit came into the court where in Dwarka, Krishna is meeting people. And everybody thought, well, what is this beaming, glowing light? It had to be Surya Narayan Swami himself is coming. But the father-in-law is boasting, look where God gave me. Simple language for children to understand. But Krishna had already looked at the moon, and instead of people thinking, oh look, Satyajit has a nice gem, people started to gossip about the politician, Krishna. He's the king. Oh, I wonder how long before Krishna will want to take that from his father-in-law. Whispers immediately started, without any proof, without any action by Lord Krishna. They started to gossip about him. Satyajit with the gem that nobody can touch me, God give me this. Nobody can do me anything. God give me this. With that thinking, he goes to hunt now. He goes in the forest. And after some time, they miss him and they can't get him and they can't find him. He's not coming back. The gossip and the different language starts to get worse. I wonder if our king put up somebody to kill him to get the said gem. Let's enter into one slok where what happens to Satyajit is being discussed. Raja Janvijay is listening to Bhagvat. Not Janvijay, Parikshit. Parikshit is the grandson, Arjun on the Gita book. This is Arjun's grandson who is listening to Bhagavad. He is asking, tell me what happened next. When this man went in the forest, what happened? Let's hear in this one slok. Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Narayanaya Krishnaya Satrajitaye komalo tat charano he baga iti para Krishna para ye yati shira prachit ye yato atam ye na bhagatam kamala ye na ye yati sharira yena bharatam Krishna palayena atahe Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. It so happened that when Satyajit was in the forest, a great tiger attacked him. He was hunting the tiger, and instead of the tiger running, the animal ran into the forest, taking him away from all the people he was with, isolate him, and then turned on him. Couldn't defend himself, the tiger kills him. From the tiger now, the tiger went further, and another animal destroys the tiger. Krishna, when he hears in his court that people is falsely accusing him, that he set up somebody to kill him, Krishna says, I have to go and claim a name. This is given in Devi Bhagavad discourse. This is given in Bhagavad discourse. Krishna leaves the throne room of Dwarka, vowing that Satyajit, my father-in-law, Satyabhama father, is living, and I'm going to fetch him, and I'll show all you that he is still alive, and I didn't do anything unbecoming. But when he went, he saw the remnants of his party, the people. We don't know where he went. We can't find him. Krishna goes further into the forest, and he finds the dead body of the tiger. No sign of Satyajit, no sign of the gem, no nothing. But the animal is dead, and the little clothing, he must realize this is the guy. Goes further. And I'm sure many people heard this discourse. This is a popular story. This is the time when Krishna reaches to the cave where the bear Jamwant is now living. Jamwan from Ramayana Katha, we heard it last night, when he's at the bank of Surya River, and Sri Ram says, you have done so much. The entire thing of finding Sita Mata is because of Jamwan giving good advice to the devotee of God. The incarnation of Lord Shiva Hanuman would not have been able to do any work if it weren't for the words of Jamwan. Jamwan says, Hanuman, you could do it. Say your prayers and everything is possible. And with it, he gives him the power. In the moment now, when Sri Ram wants to leave, he says, Jamwan, what could I give you? He says, Prabhu, I want to fight you. I want to know who's stronger, me or you. So when now Krishna reaches to the front of the cave, the babysitter, for children to understand, I'm saying it so, is caring for the young bear, which is the child of Jamwant. Jamwant now has a family, a lot of time from Ram to Krishna's past, and the family life has expanded, and in this cave is the family of Jamwant. The young is playing with something. What is the young child playing with? The gem that Satyajit had on his neck. So as Krishna went to get the gem, not to hurt the child, the verse, the slok that is uttered from Krishna to the nanny or the person looking after the bear, that is the prayer you just hear Pandit saying. If you look at that full moon, there's a prayer to recite. You see it throughout. You hear Pandit say it when Ganesh Jag going to start. That verse comes from that part when Krishna is announcing, no matter how much blame you give me, God will wash my plate, my karma clean. That this amount of false accusation has to end. And the nanny or the babysitter says, well, if the gem is yours, if you didn't kill the guy, take the gem. When, imagine Krishna going to pick up the gem, the growling sound of the older bear is heard from the dark side of the cave. You're going to touch the young bear, the mommy bear coming for you. Long story short. Jamwant attacks Krishna, and he ends up now in a tussle, in a fight that lasts for days. Because of their strength, when Jamwan push, Krishna push back. Push back, and time is passing. So much so, when you hear people talk about Sharad Navrat, when you hear about Gupta Navrat, different Navrat, one of the Navrat is kept by Vasudeva. When Vasudeva didn't see Krishna coming, he went and he prayed to the coconut sitting on top of mung. How we just put rice and till in some parts, they put mung, and the mung they start to grow over the coconut soup. And he started to beg, mother, please give me back my child. Please let my child appear. Please let my child appear. And in that discourse, mother does allow Krishna to come home. How did that happen? When they finished fighting, when Krishna realized it's time to show Jamwant who he is. In the fight, imagine you watching somebody, and I'm seeing a young boy, Krishna. And then in a blink of an eye, he saw Ram. And the person pulled back, realizing that this is not what I think. This is what I was praying for. Ram come to fight me. This is what I asked for. He dropped to his foot and to his knees down by the foot of Krishna. And he says, Prabhu, I didn't make you out. He says, so unfortunate is a person who close to God. Let me say the Murti of God. I have the Murti, I have the flag, I dress, I'm a Hindu, but I cannot see God. I can't see God in his work. I'm still spiritually blind. I'm still not so strong, God. My faith, my dharma, my religion, my beliefs is not so strong. Forgive this sinner. Krishna laughed and he said, and this is what you asked me for? Look, today I come to play with you. As he was heading out, and I'm summarizing this part, this is a long discourse. Jamwan begs, please let me give you something. Before you leave, if you is Vishnu and you come to my house, before you leave, let me give you something that have merit, that have worth. He said, Jamwant, you are a bear. You are my Sevak. What it have that you have that I don't already own? I am the emperor. I am Krishna, I own Dwarka, I am not a king, I am the leader of many kings. That, let me say, use the mayor of San Fernando, the mayor of Port of Spain, all of them under the president of Trinidad. Likewise, I in charge of plenty districts, many treasuries full of gold belong to me. What you could give me? He say, and it's a beautiful discourse. One day we could do it in full detail. Jamwant is the person who says, you see, when a man is young, he's a ferocious animal. He's a beast. He says, and then God gives him a daughter. He says, and the same roaring bear that fought with you in those days in Lanka becomes soft and mellow and mild. He says, the teeth that could bite, the nails that once could rip, it is as if this little girl made the nail dull. I am now soft. The father of a girl child, if he does his diligence, if he knows his business correct, becomes, while still ferocious to protect the girl, he has to become somewhat soft. He becomes dependent on that girl. That soft little girl is now his heart. He says, this is what becomes a bear. You left me here as a warrior, and this little girl came in my life, and she make me soft like a teddy bear, for we language. He said, the only thing I have as a father of a girl child that has merit is my daughter. Do me the favor, O Krishna, and let me marry my child to you. Krishna accepts that offering. And one of the girls that Lord Krishna is married to is a girl named Jamwanti, Jamwant's daughter. Gets married to her, and they return to the castle just as Vasudeva is putting, you know, when we finish with Navrat, we just Lego the coconut maybe in the river, or you put it in the fire, depending on your family practice. Long story short, you're returning it to the element as you close off your vrat. As he put the coconut down into the fire, they said, dear God, I call you and I put you here in this coconut, and I do your worship, and I beg in you for to see my child. Christian walked through the door. Dad, I reach home. The miracle of mother manifests that day. Till today, people read that discourse to get great amount of blessing. When children are breaking the hearts of parents, people read that discourse to get hope, to get change, to get blessing. Prem se bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Tonight's discourse starts when Jamwanti comes into the palace of Dwarka. And Rukmani, who is another wife, she's there, and she had a son. And that first son of Krishna is the apple of his eye. Till today, when people are saying different mantras, when children getting married, Prad Yamuna, his name is popular. He is the one who wants to hear all Christian stories and Christian's Leela. This is long after when he has left Yashoda, he has left Vrindavan. When he leaves Vrindavan, Krishna has in those days the Basuri. But when he comes to Mathura, he puts down the Basuri. You'll never see a mature picture of Krishna with this flute. He leaves it with Radha in Vrindavan. Now he's a father. And Jamwanti says, I see my sister Rukmani, Satyabhama, becoming a mother. Dear Krishna, I want to have a child too. But I don't want to have an ordinary child. I want my child to have purpose. Please, please do something, O Krishna, and allow my child to have great purpose from now onwards. Krishna says, no problem. I will play the part of the father, and I will do prayer to Mahadev. In Shiv Puran, entire chapters, many chapters, are dedicated to the prayer of Krishna, where he goes and he begs Lord Shiva. He learns about the prayer. He learns about the bhasma, the lingam, the everything that me and you are going to do tomorrow. He wants to do it. How to fold the foot, how to do the hand, so that you will get different type of blessing. When the person praying to pass the exam, I don't know which way to choose, which girl to get married to, which one for the handsome fella, which way, which piece of land to buy. When they're choosing, you will see the person doing job. For example, Leave the job, stay in the job. You want to make a decision when you're doing Om Namah Shivaya tomorrow night, 3 finger up, squeeze the index finger like if you're saying okay. This is called Gyan Mudra. The person, watch Lord Shiva, you just study, see him like this on his knees. Pull to me energy, call the energy. Lord Shiva, send the power in the form of the answer to my predicament. Lord Shiva always gives the answers. When you go by your guru and you have a question, in one of the Ramayana, Lord Shiva in the form of Hanuman Baba created something called Hanuman Jyotis. Hanuman Jyotis is a chakra, a wheel, a book of wheels. So when the person, should I take that job? The actual question, the person says a mantra and they're passing their finger or a piece of gold. The gold represents wherever you use it, Vishnu. And the person is going, yes, according to this, by the blessings of Lord Hanuman or Lord Shiva, take the job. No, don't take the job. When you lose something, a misplacement, Bera Baba, it went missing Tuesday around 3 o'clock. And based on the chakra, the Pandit will say, go in the northeast side of your house, you will find it very easy. Or the opposite, you will catch your nenen to find it. That comes from that solution that Lord Shiva gives through Hanuman. The 100 years Patra, the different types of Patra, comes from Bhairav and Shiva, helping children get the answers, the guidance that we need. In this case, Lord Krsna is learning all where we're talking about in Mijag. We jump in there where he meets a devotee of Lord Shiva named Upamanyu. Let's hear what happens as he reaches to the sadhu and he begs for the knowledge. How to offer the bail, what type of flowers to offer, what type of fruit to offer. If somebody asks you, you're offering tomorrow night, Shivratri, what you offering? Why you offering? Many people offer Lapsyan Sohari with the clove to the goddess. Many people put elaichi in the Mahanbhog, but they don't know why. The spices, the answer, the spices are heated. Mother is in charge of the fire element. So when I give it the difficulty, the court matter, the argument in my home, Mother take it away. That is the reason you put that. So when you're going to give Parsad to Shiv Baba, it have to have a reason. Let's hear what Lord Krsna is going to learn tonight. Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jaya Bhole. Everybody. Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Darshana Munishwara He Shiva Krishna Vasudev Bhagavan Par Api Panchakshar Ye Prasidh Karuni Twamshi Ye Ato Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. 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 Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Navamam tu din praptye tal Vasudev Dakshna ye mantra par Pita Shambhu ye yati Samba Samba ye yato Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. 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 Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Umapati Mahadeva Ki Jai. Sanat Kumar is explaining in the Uma Samhita of Shiv Puran, chapter 3, the power of Shiv prayer. He says, like, O Shishya, Nandi is listening to this young boy talk. This katha where Krishna went after he listened to all the prayer. Upamanyu is somebody who wanted milk. You've heard this discourse, trust me. This child wanted milk and nobody wants to give him milk. He's a stepchild and he's treated very poorly. And the stepmother, long story short, said, why don't you go and ask God for the milk? And he did that. Goes and he begs Mahadev Baba very earnestly. And Lord Shiva came and he gave him the milk. Long story short. Sanat Kumar says, when a person wants to get answers, go by a tree that is bearing fruit. Go by a person who has had hardship. And from that hardship, develop faith. The person has the knowledge, they have the know-how, they have the answers to give you in a language that you will understand. The ways to pray. The first tree you visit, God bless you, when Gita says the mother you come from, the belly you come from, is a reflection on how blessed you are. If you come from a belly where the mother is stern and she teaches you how to pray, how to bathe, how to be clean, she gives you the answers to the problems that will come in your life before the problem come. That is why you say, Twa mewa mata, you are my mother first. Before I knew the murti, before I knew the flowers, before I knew to light a deer, when I was lazy and I didn't want to get up, I had a lady who was pushing me, get up. My father was the person who said, you see, in this house, we don't eat fresh on a Thursday, friend. Sorry. In this house, we get to temple on a Sunday. In this house, when it's Diwali, we light them deer. Come on. This is the principle. This is the practice. This is what it is to belong to this family. With that type of tenet, then the child is on the right road. If you go and you learn from that, because whilst there are many texts, there are many pundits, tell me who trained you. It wasn't the school teacher first. It wasn't the Guruji or the pundit first. What you learn, just like that tulsi plant, you learn from your mother. If she's to light the deer facing south, that way you learn. My mother teach me it so. We used to get up and offer the dar with water. I never see people offer milk dar. That is what you learn. You learn by watching the example that God give you. Some people have a good example, agreed, and some people don't have such a good example. Then the person has to associate satsang. Maybe I didn't have that example. Maybe I reached that age and I don't have the answers. I still know. Okay, maybe you married somebody who could lead you into faith or to better days or goodness. Maybe you get into the company of people, satsang, or you join a club where they're doing good. Look home my way in the temple, not only puja, but we just push for blood donation. To help people who are sick in the hospital, to encourage who? Them, you see all them young people there. If we only teach them, think what I say now. If we only teach them, say prayers to get the exam, you get the certificate, no problem. Get a big job, big paycheck, plenty money. And you teach them charity, seva, making time for prayer. You didn't even show them to make time for you, for family. Go pick up your book, don't worry, I go make the sada roti. So they know you could cook, you could clean, you could pray, and be the doctor, the lawyer, whatever you wish them. When they become big and all they have time for is work, and they don't have time for family life, or even you and me when we get old. Mom, you have time for that, you know. I once went to do prayers for somebody, and the lady telling his son, babe, when you the creeping, I should have tell you, me I have time for you. That time you walking slow, I walking slow with you too. But now I walking slow, yeah, I have time for me. The sad thing is, in communities today, we teaching them don't have time for anything else. Only book, only school. However, when parents have that little insight, they send them to a music class. And you know what our music class teaching them? Finish your homework quick. You have to go and practice. You have to prepare. Time management. Go and learn to play cricket. Go and sweat. You could do it. Finish your homework. Go and do it. Get your tail to temple. Act the little play in the Mother's Day program. You could do it. You are capable of so much. You could do more. Never limit a child. Successful people push their children. People who are not successful tend to let their children do what they want. Watch in society, you go see what I'm saying. Somebody who is driven. The teacher in the school, she don't ask them, you feel you could join the cricket team? Partner, time for you to join. And that mother will put you where you have to be. You don't ask, think what I'm saying, you don't ask the child, baby, what the injection? It's time for vaccination. You feel you could take it today? What flavor milk you could drink today? The parent makes the decision what is best for the child. But if we are not mindful, we go start to listen to the child. And the child will say, well, I just want to go on my phone, mom. I don't want to go and pick up my book. Like dear, say prayers. Well, what you going to do, Baba? You make them mine. Well, boy, when that is the way you cook the pot, eat where you get after. Many homes call themselves Hindu, but when you see how the tears parents have to cry, you wonder how we reach here. And it starts with what you put in that child, that is what you're going to get out. Tonight, Krishna is putting in, before the child conceive, Shiva. Principal Umapati Mahadeva ki Jai. Enter in here in this chapter, where Upamanyu says, I know about hardship. I know it was to be hungry. And I went and prayed to He, trust me, this work. Try it. It will work for you too. You want that child, you want happiness, you want longevity, you want the child die? Pray to He. Do it properly. Krishna says in the second slok, what do you mean, do it properly? What is that? What does that mean? He says, listen, he says, when you are going to offer the mantra, just hear this one verse I read in for you, everybody. Krishna is listening to how to say the prayer. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastasye 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 Namo Namah. Come on everybody, let's sing together. Namastasye, namastasye,
namastasye, namo namah. Ya Devi sarvabhuteshu shakti rupena samskrita.
Dinjapye prabhaye yati satyaye drakshanaye yatam Shankharam yena muktiye lab par ye maheshwar ye yatyate
Ya Devi sarvabhuteshu shakti rupena samskrita. Namastasye, 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 namo namah. Ya Devi sarvabhuteshu shakti rupena
Sita Umapati Mahadeva ki Jai. Last night I mentioned the three modes of saying a mantra. To run over for anybody viewing and didn't get it, whisper the mantra. Say it mentally inside your mind like Guru Mantra, or say it out loud like Pandit Surendra. Three different ways prayers are said, chanted. But when you are doing jap, the mode of which you are supposed to say it is whispering. Whispering out, the lips is saying it, but if you were sitting next to me, you wouldn't hear me properly. You'd struggle to hear me say it. So soft you're saying it. He says, you have to understand the prayer, O Krishna. If done properly, you will be able to yield great amount of reward. He says, but however, the aspirant that is going to Shiva, that is going to say the prayer, sometimes they trip up their own self. We spoke last night about the bay leaf. So you will hear, if I offer flowers that have no fragrance, less blessing. The flowers, we make a big fuss because of the content of the flowers. We rush hibiscus, for example. We rush those things that will attract the butterfly. that will attract the hummingbird. Because of the sweetness or the elixir in the flower, oh Lord Shiva, please accept it, the content of this flower. For example, when you hear about datur, datur has different chemicals, and we hear about bang, and people just boil it, and if you don't know what you're doing, it could make you so intoxicated. People go off, they go bonkers, they go crazy, they start to see the devil coming through the floor. It is a funny thing to deal with. Some types of Shiv devotee, they do mix that. So because of the content of that flower, they put it, because of the content of the marijuana, they offer it. When you're installing a lingam, the incense stick is supposed to be made of marijuana, according to the text. But what trumps our books is the law of the land. To be quite clear, our books in Garuda Puran talk about the lady that burned herself in the act of called sati. But when it was outlawed, that was discontinued. Likewise, when the law was marijuana is illegal, the person does not offer it, the person does not use it. But today you are hearing, if you have different type of cancer and you're going for treatment, the marijuana is medicinal if used in the right dosage. So then it bear to you and I, just as doob have value, just as if a person boil tulsi and it will help get rid of the fever a person having, it has a medicinal use. Maybe it will help. These things are offered. Likewise, the person trips up themselves with the mantra. Tell me if you just do this, if you ever do it. Let us say Panchakshara mantra, easy mantra, and you will hear somebody say, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Which one it is, Baba? Right there is an easy way people make mistake. Panchakshara mantra, long discourse, is the 5-syllable mantra. You hear it when they do Nagendra Hadaya Trilochanaya. In that stotra, Namah Shivaya. Ya. So that mantra is supposed to be Om. That's a different prayer. Om Namah Shivaya. There's nothing called Shivaya. If the person say the prayers properly, if you read it properly, the person will get the blessing. So make sure and say your mantra correct. Then say it in the right volume. When a person is offering by the lingam, you don't usually hear their prayer. They are whispering to that lingam. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Pass on the road when the person will find the dar. Most of the time, you wouldn't hear the person saying their prayer. They say it very soft because of this purpose. He says, oh Krishna, when the person becomes groomed further in the art of praying to Shiva, you will learn the mantra has two purposes. Shiv mantra, one type is for his name. The second type is his power. One type, Om Namah Shivaya, I bow to the one called Shiva. The second type of mantra, Om Trayambakam Yajamahe, I bow to the God that when I worship him, even death has to run away, his power. I bow the Chandrasekhara mantra, the one who has the moon. And if I use that Chandrasekhara, that is like that Murti where he's sitting and he has the moon. If I have mental instability, I'm schizophrenic, I have, epilepsy. When it's full moon time, the child biting up his tongue. If they use the cell phone, the heat in that magnet too much, the child starts to trip off. People who unfortunately make children that are in Ward 1, mental illness is real. How to pray for that child? Parents worship that Shiva with the moon. Please bring balance. Please bring peace to that brain. Today we live in a world where children are being born with ADHD and ADD and they can't focus, dyslexia. Me and you read, the cat went up the hill and the child is watching the words and the Y seems somehow to jump off the paper and come in front. So their eyes, their brain is not analyzing it properly. And the teacher judged that child. If you don't understand dyslexia, the mother will want to know, are you lazy? Are you dumb? Are you retarded? To use hurtful words. And if the mother would only sit down and do Chandrasekhara mantra, like children with ADHD, you couple it with the tablet the doctor is giving, and that child could grow out of it. Hinduism in Gurdwaran says you work hard for this body. You take time, janam after janam, to get this body, and sometimes the body does have trouble. We work hard to maintain the body. This is the part that condemns suicide. So Hindu, if you do blood transfer, we don't have a problem with that. Surgery, we have no problem with that. Take a tablet, have no problem. Why am I saying that? It have religion that exists in this world that preach, if you believe in God, why are you taking tablet? If you believe in God, why are you doing blood transfusion? We don't preach that. Partner, if you have sense, take your tablet. God make the herb, God make the medicine. Aspirin is a tablet that come from an aspirin tree. God make it. He is working through the hands of the doctor to heal and help you. Pray to God, bless that tablet to work. You win when you feel good. So the Hindu who understands the prayer, package it with the medical, taking care of yourself, exercise, balanced diet, control how much parasad you put in the bag, for example. Don't get a belly like mine. Don't do that. Don't be crazy like Keshava. Get a big belly, but then God bless me with health. Don't do that. Live right, pray right. The person says, oh Shiva, if you use his power and that night you are calling on him in the right way, you will get the right help. But just for we to understand, suppose my child have a mental problem, but are using the wrong mantra. Like, you go to the doctor and my sugar elevated, but are taking aspirin. You'll hear people say, I'm taking tablet every day, but the sugar ain't going down. Partner, you're taking the wrong tablet. Oh, you good, stupid. Oh, Lord, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If I didn't learn about the tablet, I will take sugar tablet when I have sugar problem. Yes, good job. Follow the prescription. Likewise, when you have life problem, oh God, the doctor say I might pass away this year. Use that type of mantra. Everybody follow me. What we just do sometimes, we have different problems. But we take in, imagine I had ankle problem, shoulder problem, and I take in stomach tablet. It might not match my problem. So too, prayers. Lord Shiva, have a marital problem, children problem. You name it, this man had trouble. He study, get in trouble, and it have Leela to cover every trouble. If the person on Shivratri night match the trouble to the mantra, the solution coming. Oh Krishna, in your case, use the prayer that gives children. Pray to Shiva and ask him. Don't only use Panchakshar mantra. Use it in the right intonation. Think when you are taking this prayer and pray for what your solution, what pleasure, what happiness you want, and you will get it. But it has to be done properly. Likewise, when the person is doing the prayer, just as we talk about putting your hands together, have you ever seen somebody stand when they're offering the dar? We talked about how they offer the dar for Surjanarayana Swami with your hands straight up like this. There's a way to offer Shiv dar. Have you ever seen somebody with their right foot, there's my foot, right foot planted on the ground and the left foot on the knee? So I did like a figure 4 kind of way. You ever see somebody do that? All right, maybe the person like me, I go can't keep balance, I go fall long. Oh God, what you gonna do, Sitaram? What you just do? Watch them by the lingam. Older people or people who know about Shiv worship, if at a minimum, if because of health or balance, I can't do it, they just put the right foot and you'll see they put the heel on the ankle. You ever see somebody do that? Trust me, they just do it, but you may not pay attention. Watch next time. Watch tomorrow night. You will see somebody do it. That is a posture made. I have a desire, I have a trouble, or Shiva bless me. What I'm praying for, it might be impossible. When the doctor tell you, hey, there's no way we could fix that, you know. How many times as a pundit, you go in the hospital, pundit talk to them, prepare for funeral, it coming. And that lady or that man in the ICU say, hold on, pundit, I'm going to take this to my God. And they sit down in the corner and they take out the japmala and they start to hit mantra. It starts on Shivratri night, you charge your mantra, you charge your japmala. And when now life is hitting you in different ways, you're ready because I have my mantra ready for you. And you will hear doctors backpedal, well, things has really changed. I don't know all the experience, but you ever went in the hospital and the doctor telling you, I don't know what else to do here. Go talk to your pundit. Go to your pundit. This may be more than what tablets and medicine could fix. Put your faith in God. Have some of that. Krishna is getting that kind of advice here now. Krishna puts his left foot by the knee on the right side. The two hands is together like this. Something similar to what you see in Katha when Bhagvat is calling Ganga Mata to come upon the earth. The posture is different. He uses this posture, he uses this volume, he uses the right mantra, and he calls. And after 16 months of not ending his prayer, not taking a break, Krishna, as he opens his eyes, the first thing that catches his eyes in front of him is the moon on Shiva's head. In this moment, Shiva and the goddess Parvati are standing in front of him. Prem Sabalo Mahapati Mahadeva ki jai. Smiling at him. Ishwar says, why are you troubling yourself? You are Vishnu incarnate. What are you asking for? Anything you ask me for, you didn't have to pray all of this. What it is you want, O Krishna, O Lord of this universe? Krishna chants, he starts, who calls the Sahasranam Stotra of Lord Shiva? I pray that with his chant tomorrow night, the different names of Lord Shiva. Lord Krishna called it first. Started at Jap, Digambaraya Nama. He started to call all the names that you hear about and more. And when it was done, let's hear what he tells him in this slow. Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Deva Deva Mahadeva Putra Pal Janam Vriksha Ye Atau Rupa Rupa Hridayata Maheshwara Ye Sat Ye Ati Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharana.
Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharana.
Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharana.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Krishna Krishna Janam Yate Bhakta Tvam Maya Ye Atau Nityarup Swarup He Shiva Samba Swarup Ye Atau Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharana.
Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharana.
Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharana.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Umapati Mahadeva ki jai. When he opens his eyes and Lord Shiva addresses him, it says that the first thing Krishna do, he let loose the hair. That whilst the person is praying to Shiva, sometimes, have you ever gone to the person, maybe your family, maybe the neighbor, and you ever see how older men used to be bareback when they were in the dar long time? Or maybe the body's still wet from the shower, and they will go outside and offer the jal and then continue with their duty, eat food, etc. There's a way, the wetness that you see that, you see it when they're offering tarpan. Not only for men, women do it too. You will see that morning, ma, hair still wet, it's not dry. It's still wet from the shower. Her dress is still maybe toting the water. Why? It is reminiscent from the days when people used to go and take a dip in the river by the temple and then come with their body dripping, come and offer prayer to the God. For that reason, people still carry over that into their practice. It has a benefit when in that coolness you are offering this prayer. Christian's body was wet and he lets loose the hair. His face was covered in hair because whilst he was praying, he was not shaving. Krishna in that moment says, "Oh Deva, Mahadeva, of all the devatas, you are the greatest devata. Bless me, I'm praying to have a son. I want to have a son that is great. I want to have a son that will always be remembered, that will have a potency to help me, Krishna. I come to you and I ask you for that help." Shiva turned. The first thing he did, he turned to the goddess and smiled. He says, "Oh Krishna, whenever Krishna Janam, whenever you come, I have to come. It is time for me to come into this Leela. But this time when I come, I'll come with the goddess. I will come as your son. To do what you want, I will come as your child. To close off the Krishna Leela tonight, you're sitting here and I want you to ask yourself, how does the Krishna Leela close? I know some of the story. I know there was a battle in the Mahabharata. I know Arjuna, Krishna, but what happened after? How did he leave the earth? Step one, he says, I will come together with Amba. So I will call myself Samba. Shambhu and Amba together make Samba. Last night, somebody danced, somebody beer. That is where we remember it from. Samba. So, till today, when people are calling Samba Sada Shiva, and you hear the name, the person who comes together with the goddess was Samba. I will come as your son, but I will do just what you're saying. I will be the one that will help you the most. I will assist you in doing your Leela even now. Prem Sabalo Mahapati Mahadeva Ki Jai. He tells him in slok 28, in that form of Samba, I will come to get a shrap. I will get a curse, and that curse will be very helpful to your work. In Bhagvat, Parikshit wanted to know, what curse? What you talking about, Guruji? Let's hear what happened. That when, in order to understand what Lord Shiva did, it is time for Krishna to leave. He came, Mother would tell him, when you come upon the earth, rid this earth of all the haughty and bad people. And he says, I have destroyed all the bad people. Cunts, at this point, cunts, everybody gone. All the bad people have been destroyed. But my own nephews, my own children have become so spoiled. You know, you could imagine, if you interfere with my father is the king, don't touch me. Kind of behavior. They became the demon. They became the haughty, corrupted politician upon the face of the earth. And he says to the earth, he says, Goddess, before I leave this earth, I have to get rid of all of them. Krishna did receive a curse that his own children, his own family would fight and destroy themselves. But how it came to pass, that is where we enter now. Shiva Om Hari Om Hari Om. Shiva Om Hari Om Shakti Om. Narayanaya Krishnaya. Narayanaya Krishnaya. Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Narayanaya Krishnaya. Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Sudharma Palye Dwaraka मुनिर्क्षयेना ये यति नारायणाय
कृष्णाय परमात्माय नमो नमः नारायणाय कृष्णाय परमात्माय नमो नमः
परमात्माय नमो नमः Vrindavan Bihari Lala ki jai. In the 10th canto of Bhagvat, Krishna says to Balaram in Dwarka, I see strange signs. Me and you, there's no good signs. When rainfall, when you do prayers, etc. But when different animals start crying in the night, you will hear the same people say, something wrong. Different parts of his body started to scratch. Different, very negative sign was evident in the city of Dwarka. And he tells Balaram, it is time for us to prepare. So he sent out a message calling all the great munis, all of them, Vashish, Atri, and others, Valmiki, everybody came. Even the great Durvasa, Agas Muni came. And they met in Sudharma, the great hall in the middle of Dwarka, to discuss the coming age. What type of prayer will help people? What is Kali Yuga? What will become of man? What will become of the earth? We must prepare because people will not know. In order for that great meeting to happen, he closed the big doors to the hall, keeps it private. And all the children are running helter-skelter outside. By this time, Lord Shiva had incarnated as Samba. Samba is a teenager, but he is very wicked. In different discourse, Samba, Upapuran, all the prayers me and you just do for Suraj Puran. You know, long time when people used to have 3 days prayer, on a Sunday morning, Pandit used to come and they would offer Surya Puran, Suraj Puran, as our local people would say it. This is the prayer where we get the ripe fig, the different grind rice, etc. And we are offering it to him while that katha is being read. Excuse. That type of prayer, the red flag for Sir Narayana Swami, comes from Samba. Samba gets a shrap that all types of psoriasis, all types of ailments on the body, he inherited it. He is the person who goes and prays to Surya and he begs for help for the skin, for eyes, when people have bleeding behind the eyeball. The prayers that are uttered to help, they come from him. The propagation of Surya till today, the oldest Surya Narayana temple that is in India, is built by the son of Krishna, Samba. This Samba is very, very wicked. There are many discourses where Krishna wants to beat him, wants to hit him. What type of pressure, what type of sin did a parent have to get a child as wicked as you? No matter what I talk, you're never listening. And the son will say, you will remember me the most. It's the taunt Krishna. The big one are your favorite. You give he the crown. Pradyamana will be a big boy. But I go be the one, when you lie down in the night, I is the wicked one. Your mind go always to you, oh God, look where he do today. God, where he go do tomorrow. And Samba had a playful, troublesome ways to interfere with Lord Krsna. That troublesome way reached that pinnacle on this day when this meeting was happening. This child pretends to dress up like a girl now, wants to test all the pundit and them. The people having the very serious discourse in this meeting with the king and politicians, and waiting for the monies and them just out the door. Samba and the other children, Balram's children, Revati children, they stand up waiting like a group waiting for the pundit. Samba dressed as a young lady and under the clothing put a pillow, according to Bhagvat. Big belly now. Says, oh Muni, Vashish come out. He says, Muni, I have heard that you have great drishti. Vashish Muni is the one who guided Dashrath long before Ram was born. When Aj, the father of Dashrath, dies, Vashish is the person who minds him. He's so old. He is so knowledgeable, so powerful. Vashish Muni now is being tested by this false pride. You feel you feel you're big type of attitude. He says, what? He says, if you have great drishti Muni, tell me, am I going to have a boy or am I going to have a girl? The last chapter of Canto 10 into the first chapter of Canto 11 of Bhagvat. Vashish Muni says, no, with a sweet smile. Every time you listen to Ramayana and you hear Guru Vashish, how sweet he was, it continues. He says, no, you will not have boy, you will not have girl, you will have mortar and pestle. You will have a mortar and a pestle. And that mortar and pestle, because of your arrogance, because of your false pride, you feel you know more than me, that will be the end of your lineage. Now, you get a little sharp, you get somebody vexed, you wake up, children run, because they know he's powerful. Bhagvat says they went secretly and they started to pull off clothes, and under the pillow, sitting, how it reached there, no one knows, a metal mortar and pestle. What did you see on the baby for the wedding? But instead, at the end of chapter 1, instead of running to Krishna and asking God, I made a mistake, I made an error, Daddy, I really do the wrong, and fess up, help me. You had to lie. Samba lies, the son lies, and he run by Krishna, grandfather, Devaki father, Ugrasen, and he says, old king, so and so happened, and look, the mortar and pestle, look. Ugrasen, like the grandparent, don't worry, I go fix it. Go on by the metal worker and grind the same mortar and pestle to dust, powder, like shaving. When you're sharpening the cutlass, the little grind flakes, the dust, take it, worker, soldier, throw it in that pond over there. Nobody will know. How could it harm my family? It's powder now. In that section of Parikshit, unknown to everybody, fishes started to gobble the little pieces of metal. And when the fisherman harvested the fish from the belly, lumps of metal came. And the artisan made arrowheads from that lump of metal. O Parikshit, the weapon that would kill the family, that would damage the body of Krishna. This is how it is made, because of the words of this incarnation of Shiva. This is why Shiva always comes. Whenever Vishnu incarnates, Shiva has to come to put a full stop, to tell him, Vishnu Baba, time to go back. Parikshit says, for our benefit, what happened after? Unknowns to everybody in the castle, the arrows are being made and they were stopped. Krishna and all the Munis made a decision. It is time to empty the city of Dwarka. It is going to go into the water. The goodness of this earth is going to leave. When Kali Yuga comes, it will bring trouble. And they emptied the city of Dwarka. Arjun and the Pandavas are in the east. Let's go there. And they sent a big bandwagon. All the ladies, all the children go. And all the men remain. And from that, they started to drink liquor. And they started to argue under that drunken state. And they started to argue who is stronger and who is bigger and who fought more battle. And Krishna says, friends, let's not talk like this, cousins. Let's not do this. Let us not go further, this talk going too far. And in the competition now with all the Bahrain and I fight this one, my cutlass sharper, God give me this. They started to drag out weapons. And the same families that married and stand together for battles, such as the Mahabharata war, they started to fight each other. Balram, who was Lakshman, stood and he held on to the chest of Krishna to block him. Wait, this has to happen. Shiva his work has to happen. These people have to leave this earth before you go. Wait. the sons and the relatives of Krishna fight each other and destroy each other. But they are so powerful. All the weapons they cut, but they cannot damage. But when they reach to pick up the arrow, this cursed arrow, Krishna begged them, wait, don't touch that, friends. Desperados, don't touch it. That will kill us. That is the enemy. That is the weapon that will kill us. Don't use that. Use everything else you want. And they turned. The same hero, the same king. Krishna, you is a smart man. You always playing games. In many discourses, you outsmart this one and you outsmart that one and you play. Now you're trying to play with this cousin better than that cousin. That's why you don't want we pick up the arrow. We're going to pick up the arrow. And instead of they face each other, in that last time, they turned all their weapons on Krishna and Balaram. Balaram with tears now in his eyes. He lifts up that plow one last time and he says, brother, before I leave, I will protect you one last time, O Krishna. Stand behind me. And Balaram charged and he cut down all of them. When Balaram is going to the waters of Prabhas, he says, oh Krishna, in the age of Ram, you made me and Lakshman light the fire for Sita to walk through. And I cried, I got angry with you there to put my mother through that fire. And the second place you hurt me is when you made me put my mother, my Sita Mata, into the ashram of Valmiki and abandon her there. And because of moments like that, I said, when we come back, I will be big brother and you will be small brother. And you will follow me. Now I leave. Now the work, the Leela is finished. It is time for us to return to Vaikunt. Shiva has passed. His work is done. The signal is gone. Samba is already here and his work is finished. Look, he gone back. It is time for you to go. All the time Krishna was living. Krishna was happy. But when Balaram walks to the water, Ved Vyas says Krishna was dragging his foot. He did not want to go to see Balaram leave. Balaram leaves in the water and he goes back to Vaikunt. He says, finish your work. I go, I wait for you in Vaikunt. As Sheshnag, I am waiting for you. When Balaram body leave Mother Earth, in that moment, the city of Dwarka, till today, in the western waters of India, the city is still there under the water. People talk about if it is the city of, in the western world, how you call Aquaman? Atlantis, the city of Atlantis, that fell, a high-grade city, intact, that just fell into the water. In Hindu language, we call it Dwarka. In other places, because of the weight and the goodness and the advancement of those people, it just fell. Up to now, the other day, Prime Minister Modi went into a submarine and went and they had the camera, it's there. And they saw the throne room, they saw the architecture, the amazing things, the feats of this thing called Dwarka, still there under the water, waiting as if somebody will lift it out of the water. Dwarka, the entire city fall. And Krishna jumps on the back of his chariot to go to meet Arjun. And whilst he's going, he stops and he tells the charioteer, hold up here, hold. And he goes into the bush, no particular place. One of the curse that Krishna gets in Mahabharata from Gandhari. Gandhari at the end of the Mahabharata war says, you could have finished this war at any time. I have lost my 100 sons. You will live to see your entire family bleed. And when it is time for you, oh Krishna, nobody will know where you live. Nobody will know it. You will be like a stranger, like a nothing. Till today, when you hear about that Ram Mandir in India, people know Sri Ram left in the bank of the Suryo River. But nobody knows the spot where Krishna lives. Krishna jumps off in bush, for we language, bush. and he goes into the bush. And whilst there now, the Yamuna is flowing, a little tributary of the Yamuna is flowing, and he went to look for her. Yamuna is in human form, she's the daughter of Suryadi, and he went to touch her just as he did the night of Janamashmi when the water coming up, and Vasudeva had him in the basket. He says, Mother, before I leave, I'll come back to meet you. And he came to meet her before he leave. Whilst he is sitting under a peepal tree, the religious tree, you call it. You remember in Ramayana, there's one more person to play here. Karma is at work. Do you remember in Ramayana how Sri Ram hid in the bush and he aimed the arrow at Bali? For the Ramayana people here, when he shoots the arrow at Bali, Tara puts a trap that you hid. If you are God and you rob my husband, one day that Bali will come back to shoot you. And in Krishna Lila, while he's leaning up under the peepal tree, and the foot is hanging into the Yamuna, Bali, the monkey, the brother of Sugriv, comes back in this Janam as a hunter named Jara. Jara is watching for a prey, he's hunting animal. By this little tributary, a deer will come now, and I have my arrow. He has one of the special arrows that Samba made, that is made to kill people in the Yadhu dynasty. As blessed as they are, this weapon will kill him. Imagine this man drove the chariot for Arjun, and not one arrow penetrated his body. But now it's time to go. And the Jew that was once Bali is now Jara, and the hunter closes his eyes, and he's listening to the foot splashing in the water. This black Sham Sundar, Sham, dark, very dark, black. Foot is splashing and listening to where the sound is coming from. He let loose the arrow. And it hits Krishna in the ankle. Blood starts to spray. Jara comes and he says, Prabhu, I didn't know. I thought it was an animal. Prabhu, look where I do. You is the king. You is the master of this universe. And look where I caused. He says, hold on, you're fulfilling karma. You're doing, this is dharma, how you do, so you get even for me. He says, don't fear, hold on, you're doing my work. Jara didn't want to hear that tears. He says, Prabhu, how I gonna live, knowing I cause you pain? He says, no, you're fulfilling. And he takes Jara and he puts him in his heart, never to see that soul, never to come again. But in that moment, the blood that is coming from the foot of Krishna, the peepal tree started to pull the blood. Till today, people worship peepal tree, whether on a Saturday. People have that tree in high regard when they have marriage problem, when you have an issue and you're begging and you're praying, God, bless me to see change. Even on Shivratri night, when you are finishing the brat, when you go outside to see the sun clipping after the fourth pahar, before the last hawan is done, the person goes to see the horizon when the sun is coming. And the person, if you have a peepal tree, they go and they worship the tree of Adar. Why? The power of Krishna lives in that tree. The person goes and beg, I tie string, I make a promise, God, if you grant my heart desire, let's use an example. If you give me a child, if you spare this child life, this child have pleurisy in the lung, They always on short breath. This child is get bad short breath when exam come in. If you take away my trouble, oh Ishwar, oh Krishna, please grant my heart's desire. I promise I tie a string here. Promise. I'll come back and I'll feed people. I'll offer dar. I'll do something. Grant my heart's desire. Till today, people worship that peepal tree. Till today, when the electrical people have to cut that tree, they're afraid to cut a peepal tree. In my village, Pundit, different religion, different race, I know we can't cut that tree. If you cut that peepal tree, people will get their eyes damaged. Different thing, it have a way. It have a hawan. You have to ask Krishna permission to cut that tree. It is as if his body is growing there. And because of that growth, you have to know when to cut, how to cut that particular tree. In Padma Puran, just as how it have a katha explaining the history of the Bael tree, it have this discourse that I am reciting for you and the rules that go with it. For that reason, Krishna leaves in that moment because of the arrow that Lord Shiva forms. Till today, as I wrap up tonight, till today, people remember that. People call him Samba Sada Shiva. You will hear that name, Samba Sada Shiva, in bhajan, in mantra, in different places. And it is, Samba means Shambhu together with Amba. The two of them are there for the most potent prayer. Oh, Samba Sada Shiva, you, I call upon you. So imagine if you happen to hear there is a Samba Lingam, there is a Samba Triambakam. That Triambakam mantra that we use, there are 6 versions of that mantra where the person uses the prayer for different purpose. When Pandit Babs, when you finish just before, I will say 3 mantra to add to what you're doing. You go ahead and start. Tonight, as I conclude, we'll do 1 verse of Gita Mahatyam. Gita Mahatyam talks about the value of the Bhagavad Gita. And that start where this finish. Krishna sink into the Yamuna and he gives up the form. Imagine in Gita Mahatyam or the greatness of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna leaving the earth and he going back to Vaikunt and Mother Earth come to call him, where you going, boy? And I now ask you to fix here. If you leave, everything will go haywire. That for the elders here, you know the mantra. One of the verse, Gita, Ganga, Chagayatri, Sita, Satya, Saraswati, Brahma, Vidya, Brahma, Valdi, Tri, Sandhya, Muktagehini, Artamatra, Chirananda, Bhavagni, Bhainashni, Vedatray, Parananta, Tatvarata Jnana Manjari. He says, Ma, what are mantras in? Ma, I left a song on the earth. Bhagavad Gita is 1 chapter in Mahabharata. The Bhagavad Gita Parva is what we just take and make Bhagavad Gita. He says that song, if the person follow it, that is going to guide them to me. If the person keep the physical book in the prayer shelf, that book, you see that mantra I just say, the first chapter, the name, that verse is only the 18 name of the Bhagavad Gita. The first chapter represents the head of Krishna. The next 2, his shoulder, his chest, his thorax, and by the last 6, his legs. So if the person bow to the book, if the person take it now, when they have bandara, when they have yag, when they're given the siddha or whatever gift, and you see the person put the Bhagavad Gita in the bag or whatever, they share it for children in the school, it is as if I am given a life-size, human-size murti of Krishna. Going further in that Mahatyam, and I'll say the prayers with you, don't get me wrong, I explain it. It is this passage, he says, if a person want to do Gaudan, for example, let me give him a business. I don't have children. In this life, I will not have children. So then the problem compounded. I hear if you don't have children, your soul go burn. Or because of my age, maybe I cannot do Gaudan, for example. Maybe I can afford to do Gaudan. For people who live abroad, and you're watching me tonight, where I live is concrete jungle. You have no cow, much less to give the cow in down. What could I do? Bhagavad Gita says, read half the book. If it's 18 chapter, read 9 chapters, and you will get the blessing as if you did an entire complete Gaudan. That too much to read. Okay, leave that. Leave 9. Take 1/3 of the Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, and you will get the blessing as if you went to the Ganges and you bathed in the river. Okay, that is too hard. Read a half of that third, and you will get the blessing as if you fast for a year, doing Shiv Katha every Monday, Nil Jal Brat, no water, sunrise to sunset, by reading 3 chapters. This Mahatyam is where the Pandit, when you have Gita part home, they just tell you, Baba, you have to read from the book. I explain it very clear where that comes from. This is how you get the blessing. If the person is giving the book, it's good to give. But if you don't read from it, I, the giver, are getting much blessing. I lost peace side. So you ask the Pandit, please, if me and the Baba good, for my godson, I can read a whole chapter for him. In the monthly satsang, when you have a dead, read 1 chapter of the Gita Bhagavad. That soul will benefit. It says that if you read how many verses, you can read a whole chapter self. So many years when the soul leave the body, I remain with Krishna. So every little bit you do, you get good, potent blessing. Read your Bhagavad Gita. Of all the books we have, Ramayana, this Puran, that Puran, look at how much book we touch in this yag. Bhagavad Gita is the only one could fit in your purse. He says in the early part of the Mahatyam, wherever that book is, I am there. The devatas are there. Good things come there. Bad things have to go. So go when people are doing Griha Pravesh. You ready for me? Griha Pravesh is when you're blessing the house. One of the things we move in into the house, it ain't paint yet, it ain't perfect. Bhagavad Gita. What should be on your prayer shelf? Bhagavad Gita. Make sure and put it there. When he is there, bad cannot come. This is why we make such a fuss. The soul getting ready to leave on the Bandara day before, after the Sapinda and Pindadu, make sure and chant that Gita. Now the house come clean. Vindravan Bihari Lalaki Jai. Two things we're going to do now. Everybody put your hands together. Baba is ready for me. Just for your knowledge, for those of you viewing, there are different types of Mrityunjay mantra. In this yagya, as I conclude my reading, we are going to do 3, just for you to hear it. Just to hear it. They will make the offering, we say in Swaha together. Ask Lord Shiva to bless you. Om Hum Jum Om Bhurabhuvaswa Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Diyo Yo Na Prachodayat Swaha. And different one. Om Hum Om Jum Saha Bhurabhuvaswa Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya Chandrashidase Jatine Nama Swaha. Next one. Om Hum Om Jum Sa Bhurabhuvaswa Yajamahe Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya Ashtamurtaye Mama Jivane Nama Swaha. Let's do Gayatri 3 times. Om Bhurabhuvaswa Tatsavitura Bharenyam Bhargo Devasya Dimahi Diyo Yona Prachodayad Swaha. Om Bhurabhuvaswa Tatsavitura Bharenyam Bhargo Devasya Dimahi Diyo Yona Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurabhuvaswa Tatsavitura Bharenyam Bhargo Devasya Dimahi Diyo Yona Prachodayat Swaha. We're going to do the Purnahuti. Simple mantra that is chanted. But what the prayer is saying, Purnamidam, from fullness, from everything, I am offering, in today's case, let me say Google, a little bit of that same fullness. Watch how the prayer says. You is everything. And here I am taking a little bit of what you are, the same thing that make up everything in this world, and I am offering it back to you. Bless me with some of that everything, because I need a little bit of you to go home with me tonight in the form of blessing. God, you is everything. And if I give everything, part of everything, to everything, bless everything to go with me home. It sounds funny, but that is what that prayer is saying. Put your hand together and just ask God tonight, as we conclude our Bhagvat, our reading from Shiv Puran and all the texts. We have chanted different prayer on this Pradosh day. As we conclude our prayer tonight, dear God, please allow me to have the blessing and the removal of bad times, bad days, bad things from my life. Hari Om Puranamida Puranamidam Puranata Puranamudakshate Puranasya Purnamadaya Purmameva Vashishyate Om Puranati Gum Shantihi Swaha. Prem Sabolo Mahapati Mahadeva Ki Jai. Whilst Baba is continuing with that Purnahuti, let's just do one verse. If Aditya is here, Aditya Baba, get ready. You're coming up to the mic now to say his bit. I just want to do one thing and then I'm passing the mic. Put your hands together. I hold to our procedure. When you are finishing Yag and you have to close, let me explain this. I said this. Sita Mata curse all Pandit. No Pandit. No Pandit is good. Let me be fair. I say it tonight. If the Pandit teach me plenty, oh God, so much. If the Pandit teach me a little bit, that man rob me. If the Pandit sing too much, if he is singing up, check it out. Something is always deficient. Something is always lacking. The Pandit is asking forgiveness. The person who is sitting in the Yagyashala, If my mind, I hear my body in the temple, but I studying what I got chunky tomorrow in the pot. For example, we all do that. Dear God, our forgiveness that you put me in a place I should have been better, but I did not live up to it. Forgive me. One verse of your Gita Mahatyam purifies the Pandit and the person, the Shishya, listening. Let's pray together. For those of you at home, pray on as well. Gita mein param vidya, Brahma roop mein sanshaya, Adramata kshara nitya swamayir archutam. Om Shri Gita Shastra Ham Tishtami Gita Me Choham Grahan Gita Gyanam Upashrishya Train Uktan Palam Yahan Om Gitaya Pushtak Yatra Yatra Phat Pravartite Tatra Sarvani Tirtani Prayag Dini Tatrave. Know that, O Mother Earth, tonight as we conclude, I'm finished. Wherever that Bhagavad Gita is, whilst people journey to Prayag, Kashi, and all that we spoke about, wherever that Bhagavad Gita is, all those holy spots dwell there. That place where that Gita is kept, in the purse, in the job, in your drawer, in your prayer shelf, in your car. In my car, if you go now, it have a Gita. I want Christian with me. I want the blessing of that land with me, in there with me. Know that the person who knows this secret of the Bhagavad Gita, that person very prominently, proudly keeps the Gita in their home. Vrindavan Bihari Ki Jai. Imagine how sinful we are. You know, this Pandit, God stupid, he go forget he Gita home. And the Pandit go come with the outer time himself and say, Auntie, Tanti, I forget mine home. You have yours? Could I borrow your book? Could I go in your car and you could lend me now a Gita to do my Gita part? Baba, me I had that, you know. If I know the value of this little book, it sells for $10. Me are talking about gold and silver. Me are talking about rare things, $10. And where it stand, God is standing. That is your belief. That is the value of that book. When people can't put the murti in the office, people go watch them. People put Gita book, very subtle. It's a book in their shelf, in their desk. When the children have bullies, God protect this child, go safe, stay safe, come back safe. Tonight, as I conclude, what keeps you from keeping your Gita with you? Please remember, if nothing, please walk away with that. Then our Yagya is complete. This is the Gita part to conclude our Shiv Puran. This is how we prepare, purifying ourselves for Shivratri tomorrow. You are now ready to make the offerings for tomorrow. Get your ash. I have some, I believe. We did it different hawan and we burn gobar. I make some and I bring it for you just in case Baba didn't have enough. When you're leaving today, you're leaving with a Rudraksh that was offered in the fire. Take it and keep it. You're getting the ash, bathe with it and come to your temple. Go to your lingam tomorrow, but go ready. How you do it? Easy. Bathe with soap and water. Clean your body. Before you step out, take the ash in your hand. It's normal ashes that burn in prayers. When you see it, you're going to know it. From your head downward, say in your Gayatri, Trayambakam, Om Namah Shivaya. But Gayatri is a cleansing mantra. Push to your feet, bathe and ask God to purify you. Rinse it off now. Wash down the little ash into the drain. Get it off. It's unclean. And go now and offer your jal in the morning. Come in the temple in the night to offer your dar. Use your prayer. Use the foot that God gave you to reach to the temple. Use this place to get optimum prayer. And then when you do it in that circumstance, I bet you the day we meet again, Baba, that thing really work, you know. I do that prayers, and in my marriage, I never know my wife could change, but she changed. The impossible by the power of God could become possible. The child that don't listen like this Lord Krsna child, that same child will change by the power of Mahadev. Mahadev could give that home that blessing. But if you take the right tablet, it could fix the problem. If I take aspirin on an empty stomach, oh God, my stomach is dead, I'm done. But if I follow the prescription and I eat first and then take the tablet, the same medicine could save my life. Prem Sabolo Vindravan Bihari Lala Ki Sajam cha varti sanyuktam grahina yojitam mayam deepam grahana devesham trailokyat mirapaham jai Shiva Omkara Prabhu Har Shiva Omkara Vishnu Sada Shiva Ardhangi Dhara
Brahma Vishnu Sada Shiva Ardhangi Dhara
Shiva Omkara Har Shiva Omkara
Jai Shiva Omkara Har Shiva Omkara
Ekanan Chaturanana Panchanan Raje
Ekanan Chaturanana Panchanan Raje
Hansasana Garudasana Vrishavahan Saje
Jai Shiva Omkara Har Shiva Omkara
Char chatura bhuja dasa bhuja te sohe
No Bhuja Char Chatura Bhuja Dasa Bhuja Te Sohe
Dina hiro bhane rakta Tribhuvan jana mohe Om Jai Shiva Omkara
Har Shiva Omkara Jai Shiva Omkara Har Shiva Omkara
Akshamala Vanamala Mundamala Dari
Akshamala Vanamala Mundamala Dhari
Mrigamada Sohe Bale Shashidari
Jai Shiva Omkara Har Shiva Omkara Jai Shiva Omkara Har Shiva Omkara
Jai Shiva Omkara Swami Har Shiva Omkara. As we are about to say our final pratna, our final prayer, Prabhu, as we bring an end to this portion of our yagya in preparation for the mantras, the offerings of tomorrow night, for those people at home, for those people looking on, because of the sacrifice, the yagya that has happened in this mandir, because of this team of cooks, donors, shrotas, pandit, pujari, people of the village, etc., many people would have listened and learned about our text and Sanatan Dharma. From children to elders, they would have walked away with some ebb of knowledge. Prabhu, as we conclude our yagya, may you bless those people that made this meeting possible. May you stretch your hands and protect them. May you forgive us if anybody came into this yagya, into this satsang, and for whatever reason they left with broken heart, embarrassed, hurt feelings. If any person was disappointed, starting from the pandit or the vyas, going on to the group, the pujari, the pandit, the twitch, any person, hurt any other person, disappoint a person, dear God, we ask for your forgiveness. We ask for that person's forgiveness, so that our prayer must not be contaminated by that type of sentiment, but instead allow each person to walk away with the burden of having chanted the name of Shiva, his prayer, his potency, his puja during this time. Together, everybody. Tvameva Mata. Lift your voice.
Chapita Tvameva
Tvameva
Shasaka Tvameva
Tvameva Vidya
Dravinam Tvameva
Tvameva Sarvam
Mama Deva Deva
Tvameva Sarvam
Mama Deva Deva
Om Shanti. Everybody. Shanti. Shanti. Hari Om. Prem Sabalo Mahapati Mahadeva ki.
Jai.
Pavana Putra Hanuman ki. Shri Adi Shakti Mata ki.
Jai.
Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki.
Jai.
Satya Sanatan Dharma ki. Jai. Sab koi Sitaram. Sitaram everybody.